What was the first day of creation? 25th of Elul. So why are we saying that the world was created on Rosh Hashanah if you just told me a different date? Do you know better than the rabbis? Are you smarter than the rabbis? Oh, so we have David. David is a tremendously brilliant Talmudic scholar, and he's learned a lot of information that we did not learn over here. And since you learned so much information that we didn't yet discuss in this Gemara, he knows that actually the first day of the creation was 5 days before Rosh Hashanah. If that's the case, why do we say that this is the beginning of your work on Rosh Hashanah if really the beginning of your work was 5 days earlier? What do you say? Oh, because really the first day of creation and the second day of creation and the third day of creation and the fourth day of creation and the fifth day of creation, all those 5 days, God's work really did not begin. God was preparing His work, His craft, which really began on the sixth day of creation. Why? Because that's when humanity was created. Okay? So up until humanity was created, we are saying God's work, God's craft didn't really begin. Right? Because when does God's craft really begin? When we're created, human beings. Right? As a matter of fact, you have many environmentalists that very often, unfortunately, decide to preference the planet over human lives. Yes, it's 100% true. You could ask certain environmentalists, and they will literally tell you that they would prefer saving the planet over saving people's lives. And that is extremely twisted and demonic. Okay? It is evil. Okay? It's super messed up because one life in this world is actually worth more than the entire planet. Because one human life, which is the dwelling of infinity, infinity dwells within each human life, and therefore one human life is worth more than the entire planet. Wow. Yeah. Now, the only reason why perhaps the planet needs to be preferenced is because obviously without a planet you won't have human life. So the only value of the planet is the fact that it is the harborer, if that's a correct word, of human life. Whoa. And everything else is worthless. The planet is worthless without human life. Human life is what makes the planet valuable. And if you don't like what I have to say, I want you to go look with a telescope at the rest of the planets that don't have human life and tell me how much value do they have. They're a bunch of pieces of something, right? They have zero value. Okay? Therefore, you have to remember.
They're just luminaries inside the firmament.
They're just luminaries. Again, they have their purpose. Obviously, God created them for a reason. Right? But the fact is that they're valueless relative to human life. Human life is God's craft. Human life is what actually gives value to everything else. And until human life was created, the rest was valueless. And that's why we celebrate Rosh Hashanah, which is the birthday of Adam, according to one opinion. It's the first day that human life existed. And that is the true start of our universe.
Right. We don't count
the rest of the universe, let's say from the scientific perspective, all the way from the Big Bang until humanity came out, this whole universe was worthless. We could have all thrown it in the garbage. It's just a big piece of junk, right? The whole universe is one big piece of junk without human beings, okay? It really is. What else is it? Can you explain to me what value does the planet have? Right? You look at a couple rocks on the side of the mountain. What value does a rock have? Right? What value does it have?
It's still got creation. It's still got
correct.
The wisdom of Hashem within it.
And but on its own, it has no value. Now, the fact that God created it for humans to interact with it, that's what gives it its value. Its value is based on the fact that a human could take that rock and do something awesome with that rock. That is what makes the rock valuable.
With that rock.
You could build the holy temple in Jerusalem with that rock. 100%. Right? The whole value is based on humanity, and that's why we celebrate the birthday of Adam, the day that Adam was created, and we do not celebrate when the universe was created, because the universe's creation is relatively valueless until humanity came around.